Rav Nachum Bernstein, Mashgiach of Yeshivas Gaon Yaakov, where Rav Shteinman was Nasi, related the following story. One day, I brought someone in to speak with MARAN RAV SHTEINMAN ZTZ Livracha, who lived from 1914 to 2017, Rosh Yeshivas Ponovich L'Tzeirim, and Chaver Moyetzes Gedolei HaTorah. The man would struggle and fall again. And we're talking about falling in one of the most severe averos in the Torah. At the time, Rav Shteinman was 95 years old, and when he heard what this person was struggling with and how far into the depths he would fall and sin, he didn't shout, he didn't frighten him, he didn't show his disgust for the sin. Rather, he looked at him with a shining smile, radiant face. He then got up from his chair, shook his hands warmly, he then hugged him, and then he kissed him, and then he told him, "You struggle and fall again. That means that sometimes you succeed in fighting the Yetzer Hara. You cannot imagine how much I envy you. You cannot imagine how many merits you have, how much reward you will receive for this." Rav Shteinman repeated to him over and over many times how great a tzaddik he is, that he is sometimes zoche to overcome the Yetzer Hara and win the fight, despite the huge difficulty he has in struggling with this. You sometimes succeed in overcoming this. Wow, psh, you don't understand how amazing you are. Rav Shteinman continued to stand, and I remind you that we're speaking about a 95-year-old man being assisted all the time. At the end of the conversation, Rav Shteinman asked me to please make sure to bring him again. A few months later he came in and he told Rav Shteinman that he was greatly strengthened by the last visit and stumbles far less, but still falls occasionally. The scene repeated itself, and once again Rav Shteinman arose, held his hand, hugged and kissed him and said to him, "You succeed in overcoming. You don't understand how many merits you have." Again and again he boosted him and repeated to him about how great a tzaddik he was, that he could sometimes overcome the Yetzer Hara, despite the great difficulty he had in doing so. Once again, Rav Shteinman asked him to return sometime later. During the third visit, he told Rav Shteinman that his issue had become a thing of the past. Rav Shteinman got up from his chair, hugged and kissed him, and told him repeatedly how many merits he has and that he is a tzaddik. We must understand that in the eyes of Rav Shteinman, this struggling Yid wasn't just a holy Jew. He was the Kodesh HaKadoshim itself. Some parents and educators make the child feel bad about themselves when they fail. However, our Gedolim never ever practiced that kind of education. Rather, they taught us how it's our job to lift their spirits in order to motivate those who struggle. And that can only be accomplished if we show them honor and respect. He stood up for him. Love and value. He hugged and kissed him. And to emphasize that Hashem appreciates and rewards him for every bit of effort that he manages to do. Focus on the wins and not the failures. And that increases the person's emotional energy and allows him to keep fighting the good fight.